Hi, this is Sherry Veronica. This guy, his name is Owen. Let me give you his full name. Owen Oscar Bowen. He has his name twice. Owen here and Owen there. There's just a B on the last name. Owen Bowen. Okay, he repeats his name in his last name. Okay, let's go on. He was before the court for abuse for the big great R of a 10-year-old. Now, I want to give you a background story on this particular male, okay? Bowen. Now, Sue is a woman that he is with, and Sue and him were in a relationship together. Okay, Sue had a daughter. Her name was Sherry Ann. Okay, Sherry Ann, when she was born, for some reason, Sue, although she was with him, she put that child on another man. She called another man's name. But word is that Owen is the father. Okay, so let's go forward. Around the time when Sherry Ann was about 15-ish, that, teenager-ish, it is being alleged that he got her pregnant. The baby was not brought to term. Okay, Sherry Ann went on with her life, and she had a baby. Sherry Ann's baby's name is Chanaza. Look at my notes. Chanaza. Okay, so when Sherry Ann, I'm going back a little bit, okay? When Sherry Ann was pregnant and the baby was not born, and the mother, Sue, saw her as being maybe a problem, because Sherry Ann, who is the daughter of Sue, got pregnant for Sue's male, the male in the household. She went to live by her aunt. She was put out. Sue put out Sherry Ann, and Sherry Ann went to live by an aunt. And Sherry Ann got pregnant. That's where I want to start. And she had a child named Chanaza. Okay. Now, Chanaza went to live with her grandmother, who is Sue. She went to live with the grandmother and him, okay? Grandmother's name is Sue, okay? I had a hard time getting this together, so stay with me. So, Chanaza went to live with Sue and Owen, and Chanaza ends up pregnant at 10. Now, this is the rub for me. He was brought to the court. It was reported he was brought to the court, like 5 charges against him. They could have, the prosecutor, the DPP, could have easily done a paternity test. Why was that not done? Because he said he was not guilty. Okay, he held on to the not guilty thing. And I didn't read anywhere, I didn't see anywhere, I didn't hear anywhere where a paternity test was done, and a paternity test would have kicked that not guilty plea out of the stadium. Okay, but I didn't hear anything about a paternity test, and a 10-year-old is pregnant, and he is the guy who's living in the house and brought up on charges, arrested, brought up on charges. Now, while all of this is going on, the mother, Sue, and him, Owen, went on a cruise. Okay? Went on a cruise. Chanaza had a son. Okay? A son. So with all that happening and the court case and everything, They went on the cruise. He and Sue went on the cruise and got married. Sue actually married the guy who got her daughter pregnant and her granddaughter pregnant. Okay, Sue married the guy. Now, by the time they came back and, Chanaza is getting older. She's getting older, and she goes off on her own. She's doing her own thing. She got pregnant again. Okay, Chanaza, who is the granddaughter of Sue, got pregnant again, and now she needs some place to live. Okay, and it's all torment. It's like torment for Sherry Ann and Chanaza, everything that's happened to them. But anyhow, she needs somewhere to live. And guess where she ends up? She ends back up at Sue and Owen's house. Okay, so you got to pay the piper, right? You have to pay your dues. If you want somewhere to live, you cannot live here and have a case hanging over my head. The case should have never gone into 14 years. It should never have happened because Chanaza now is 24 and she walks into the court and says she doesn't want to press charges. Well, she doesn't want to continue with the case. She does not want to continue with the case, and the judge had to dismiss it. It was thrown out. Okay, he was not found. Owen Bowen was not found guilty. He was not found innocent. The case was thrown out. But it sets a pattern. It shows you a pattern where young people are being abused, and because of poverty, because the state of affairs that exists in Barbados, they may actually need to go back to their abuser to have some place to live, to have some food to eat. Okay, that is the way it works, and that is the way it happens. That is the way life goes in Barbados and in other places, but I deal with Barbados. That is the way life is. Chanaza had to go back to the place where she had accused the guy of making her pregnant. The guy had made her mother pregnant. The guy is married to her grandmother, and she had to go back to that place because she needed some place to live. And like any guy, he would say, you can live here, but you have to go to the court and say you're not going forward with this particular matter. And so said, so done. So said, so done. So those are my notes on this one. I had asked when this case first came up, when the matter came up in the paper, in the court section of the paper, I had asked people to send me a photo of Owen Bowen. And now that the case has been done, dismissed, thrown out, someone is sickened by it. There are people that know Owen and they're sickened by it. It's just a sickening situation that has happened. And the fact that Sue will marry him, it's just a whole black eye on the family, people that know them. It's a very strange thing, but it happens, and I talk about it a lot coming out of Barbados. I'm telling you, this happens all the time. I've known of a situation where a girl was being abused, a young girl was being abused by her father. And when he died, she was in front of the coffin crying her heart out. Like, you would never think, you would think he was the best father. You just can't say what is and what is not. People are pretentious. They don't like the truth. It's a strange place. It is a strange island. Okay, but this is what I got on him. The person was saying it is not alleged. That's what the person who I spoke to said that nothing they said was alleged. It was all 100% truth. But because the case was thrown out, there was no guilt, there was no innocence in this particular matter. It was thrown out. So I would say that it's all alleged. It is all alleged that Owen Bowen interfered with Sherry-Ann. He interfered with Sherry-Ann's daughter, Chanaza, and the mother, Sue, went on and married a guy who was brought up on charges. He was before the court once for sure, 2 times, not so sure, but once for sure, on serious charges. And the person is saying that the family, it's a mess. It's a mess. And that is something that is standard, especially when you feel as though you have no choice but to go back to your vomit. You have to actually go back to your vomit. There's nowhere to turn there. There are no choices. It's just poverty. It's just darkness. It's just sadness. It's just trauma. It's just a bad scene. A bad scene. Okay, so that was the update on this particular person who was in your news. He came up in your news recently, and thankfully, I want to thank the person for sending me the photo. I really wanted it before, have it now. You know, it's better. You know, everything is, I'd rather have it late than never. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's all good. Thankful. But now you know what to look out for if you have any encounters. You know how to put up the barriers. To be given information is to be given a chance at making better decisions, okay? Make good decisions now. Make good decisions. I don't think I forgot anything. Yeah, I don't think I forgot anything, but it took me a while to understand the dynamics of this family, but I got it. Okay? This is Sherry from Africa.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.